For this webinar, we have our presenter, Mr. Steve Dennis, the General Manager of the English Hotel. A little bit about Mr. Dennis. He grew up in snowy Alaska and opted to attend college at the University of Hawaii, where things are a little bit warmer. He's had a varied career as a sportscaster, a weatherman, and radio personality, but has always been involved in some way with the hospitality industry. He accepted his first hotel position in 1993, after which he worked with companies like Hilton, Marriott, and as a restaurant manager, security director, and housekeeping manager. Mr. Dennis has also opened a Marriott Odessa, Texas Conference Center in 2019, and most recently the English Hotel in March of this year. Now, throughout this webinar, he does, thrive a little bit on having a more engaging type of webinar or conversation. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type it into the chat box. And thank you again, Mr. Dennis, for being with us today. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you.
My name is Steve Dennis. I'm the general manager of the English Hotel here in the Arts District of Las Vegas. This is a boutique property that was built and opened in March of 2022. It had been delayed several times due to the pandemic and supply chain issues. I joined the project in July of 2021, when the building was basically cement and girders and that kind of a thing. So what is the English Hotel project? Well, it's a boutique hotel. It's 74 rooms, a high-end luxury type property. Have a celebrity chef attached to it. So the English Hotel is named after Todd English, who is one of the original celebrity chefs. He worked with Julia Childs back in the day. If your parents or you ever bought any stuff off of QVC, any cookwares and stuff from chefs back in the 80s and 90s, it's probably Todd English's stuff. And then once Food Network and everything came along, everyone became a celebrity chef. But he's one of the original, just a brilliant culinary, make up your own word, but just a fantastic individual, and the food is outstanding. Revitalizing the Arts District is one reason for the project. This area has been very run down. When I was here 13 years ago, I wouldn't have even driven through this area in the daytime. Now it's a vibrant business community, all kinds of shops, everything from your tattoo parlors to restaurants and breweries and pubs and collectibles and antiques and arts and so on. So it's become a place to go, not only just on First Friday, but anytime for dinner, shows. There's a show across the street from us, Particle Inc. And it's a fantastic place. And the idea also is to create a brand that can grow around the world. So the English Hotel could be in Shanghai, China, it could be in New York City, Los Angeles, Mykonos, Greece is one of the places we're looking at. And even in London, there's actually no English hotel in London. So it'd be a perfect mix for us if we end up getting over there. We're located in the Arts District. It's known as 18B. Mayor Oscar Goodman had designated this area as the Arts District probably 25 years ago. And it's taken a long time for it to really get to where it's at now. And there's still a long way to go. It's located north of Charleston near Main Street. So if you have the Las Vegas Strip and the freeway, and Charleston's here, we're right in the middle. We're 10 blocks from Fremont Street. And again, I do a lot of walking from here to Fremont Street. And it's a place that, it used to be very scary. Now it's just, it's Vegas. So very, very nicely done. And a lot more still needs to be done, but we're up and coming as we redo this entire area. The project, as I mentioned, I got here, there was a fence around the building. It was just a cement shell, basically. We take on what's called the critical path from Marriott. And so every hotel company has their own way of doing it, but Marriott has a thing called critical path, and it walks you through the opening process of a hotel. They've done 6,000 hotels, or whatever that number is. There's a great process in place. And within that critical path, there might be the same question multiple times because they know you're going to look at it and go, have you arranged your laundry service yet? And someone's going to click yes because they want to check off the box. Well, 4 days later, you log into critical path, goes, have you really arranged your laundry service yet? And you go, yeah. And then a week later goes, I know you haven't arranged your laundry service yet. So they walk you through that whole process to make sure that you get it done right. Sightline Hotels is the management company. A major brands such as Hilton or Marriott or Wyndham, they require a certified management company to manage a property for an ownership group that doesn't have experience. Our ownership group is a minority-owned, woman-based business that has been in construction and glass and all kinds of things, but not running a hotel. So Sightline Hotels was referred by Marriott to the ownership group. They signed on, and then that's who I signed on with to come take the job here in Las Vegas. There's a commitment to Las Vegas with this job, not only for the hotel that was built, but for redeveloping the entire area and to give back to the community. One way is through the arts that's done on the building. It's reinvestment in the properties around here. It's supporting the local businesses and small businesses by bringing guests here that want to spend money. A Marriott guest loves to shop local, loves to do things that are unique. And so that will really help boost the economy in this area, which had been needed for many years. I think we've launched forward now after the pandemic. Very excited about that. When I got here, our leadership team, it's a small hotel, as we mentioned, boutique. So I've run hotels as big as 1,500, 1,600 rooms, resorts, the old Hooters Hotel Casino, which is now the Oyo. I was GM there for a while, the Clarion Greek Isles here in Las Vegas, the conference center we built in Odessa. You'll have a lot of layers of management. In a smaller hotel, we have a director of sales and marketing. She was the first person to join 1 week after I did. We have an accountant, director of finance type position. Someone's got to count the money and pay the bills. A chief engineer, we actually hired a gentleman before we needed him and sent him to other properties within the management company over in California that needed some task force support. So we got him on board right away because when he applied for the job, I didn't want to lose his skill set. And so let's find a way to get him on board, keep him engaged. And then once we needed him on property here after construction was done, he was able to plug back in and has been with us ever since. We have a rooms director or front office manager, and we have a housekeeping manager. So that both those roles are separated. Some hotels, smaller hotels, will do the same person on both. Bigger hotels will have many layers of housekeeping and front desk. Then of course, food and beverage, the English Hospitality Group, Todd English's group, general manager, bar managers, all those that go along with that, kitchen manager. We're blessed to have Chef Roman Allen, who is just a brilliant sushi guy, to provide food for us, along with Todd English's leadership, menu development, beverage development. Everything's fresh. We don't have a freezer on property. There's not a freezer here, so all the food, all the meats, all the fish, all the vegetables, all fresh, coming out of this hotel and this restaurant. The issues that we had, mentioned the pandemic. It slowed things down, but it didn't stop things for this project. In fact, once we started getting real close to opening, a lot of the local businesses came up and we're talking about what it was like during the pandemic. And they were pleased, excited, blessed, and hopeful watching this construction continue during those bleak times. They saw that there was a future, there was hope. And so that was fantastic for them. And they kept moving forward. Supply chain, we've been through some really difficult times. A container, huge big container like you see on the ships out on the ocean or on trains, it used to cost about $4,000 or $5,000 to ship from overseas to the United States. During the supply chain, that ballooned up to as much as $30,000 a container, or 6 times the shipping costs. Then you actually had to find the items that you want, whether your furniture is from Southeast Asia or you're getting some from the Middle East or from Europe. You had to get it here, and so that was an issue. And then the cooks in the kitchen, getting them in there, getting the menu done, being able to get people from other restaurants to come join us with a prospective job turned out to be very easy with a celebrity chef such as Todd English. The brand standards are an issue when you open a hotel. It's a good issue and a bad issue. It's a good issue because you have a guidance and you have clarity on what the brand is expecting, especially the brand guest. So a Marriott Bonvoy traveler expects high quality furnishings, a very welcoming atmosphere, smells nice, all those things. And so you have to follow through on those brand standards. But it also created, during the pandemic and during that supply chain issues, we couldn't get the lobby furniture we wanted. We didn't get the patio furniture that we wanted, the pool furniture that we wanted to open the hotel. So we had to find solutions, whether through IKEA, got our gazebos from Sam's Club. Ours are still waiting to be shipped from overseas at this point. The ones that we initially ordered, we'll have them in time for next spring for the pool season. So we did what we had to do to get the property open. The brand standards, like design of the lobby and the exterior, there's very specific on things that they want to do. We had groups of the Marriott folks come to the hotel, meet with us, and move your chair this way and get a different lamp. And we had a nice throw rug on the ground. They wanted us to get another one that matched it, but opposite design, which you're sitting there scratching your head like, where am I going to find this? But to be a Marriott, to be a Hilton, to be a high level property like that, these are the things they have to do for them to certify you've completed the construction process properly and that you meet those brand standards. We do have see-through showers here at the hotel, which everyone thought would be very cool. So it's a nice glass wall. And when the lights are off, in certain ways, you can't see through. When they're on different ways, you can see through them. And the idea was it's a party hotel in Las Vegas in the Arts District, and nobody's going to care. Well, we found out right away that we became a business hotel in the Arts District, and everybody cared. So what do you do about that? And so we're working with the brand. We've done curtain solutions. Doesn't look right. It kind of makes the room look cramped. We've done some tinting, which was okay, but really didn't do it. And so now we've found a nice film with an English logo on it that we're waiting for final approval on it to put on the glass, which again, when you're sitting in the main room, you can't see into the bathroom now, depending on what activities are going on in there. However, if you turn the lights off out in the main room, you turn the lights on in the restroom, then it becomes a showroom, if that's what you choose to do here in Las Vegas. So those are some of the unique parts of this hotel. I know the Cosmo has see-through showers. There's a lot of hotels that are going that direction. But for a business type client, Sunday through Thursday, that just wasn't very popular. We're 21 and older, so we don't have a bunch of kids here. There's no sports teams. And as a non-smoking, non-gaming property, it's more of a quiet upscale stay. Those guests were not as excited about the see-through showers as we thought they would be. We're mostly king beds. Again, it's for an individual traveler or a couple to come stay with us. That tied into the shower situation. But also we do have some double beds, which are required by the brand. We just have to go way out of our way to explain to the guest what's going on. So you don't want to be traveling with a business partner sharing that room unless you're really good at scheduling activities, because it could turn into a uncomfortable situation. So it's something that we're working through. Our grand opening celebration was on the 22nd of February. We had selected the date 2/22/22 for our actual opening, but we did have some supply chain issues and things along the way. So we still kept with that date for the grand opening because the 2/22/22 date was great for weddings. Very, very much a numbers town Las Vegas is. So we had Mayor Goodman here, a bunch of city council members. We had our congressman come in. Lots of dignitaries and celebrities. Of course, Todd English knows everybody. Everyone wanted to be a part of this. Then we had our official opening on March 2nd when we started receiving the Marriott guests. So from the 22nd to the 2nd, friends, family, investors, all them, great English, they all came and stayed with us. And tell us about the room. Do you like the way the water pressure is? Do you like the way the sunshine is, the curtains, the air conditioning? All that was great to get feedback from them before we actually open it up to the paying Marriott guests. One of the things that I've been successful in the business, we'll continue to do that, is let the business will allow you to succeed if you pay attention to the business. Again, we were going to be a party hotel, and we quickly became a business hotel. And so with that in mind, our amenities changed slightly, our welcome gifts changed slightly, but that's who was staying with us. It was a Marriott business traveler that wanted to stay with us. And so we're not going to go, no, you can't be here. We're a party hotel. We're like, cool, come stay with us and we'll figure out how to take care of you. The 21 or older is very important for a Vegas property. A lot of hotels are going that way now. There's a lot of problems with trying to have a quiet hotel and sports teams and so on and so forth. I've run big hotels. We love the sports teams. It's a big business in handling sports teams and college teams and high school teams, family reunions, all that. But as a small hotel, we can't support that. We don't have room for 50 family members and banquets and so on. So the 21 or older and a business hotel seem to work for us. Pool parties, we've had a few here. We want to have more. That requires a buyout of the hotel because your other guests don't want to be disturbed by the noise all night, or they want to be invited to it, and so you can't exclude them. We also got in partnership with resortpass.com, and we're putting out for $50 a day on the weekend, or sometimes $25 during the week. You can come use our pool. And we weren't sure who that customer would be. It turned out it's people staying at other hotels in Las Vegas. We have people staying at Mandalay Bay or at the Wynn or different places like that don't want a noisy, excited, loud, DJ-driven pool experience. They want to come enjoy the sun, maybe some beverages and food, and relax in a nice little pool area. And so that's been the bulk of our Resort Pass business, which is very interesting to try to explain to people in other communities that people from other hotels are using my pool. So the business demands, we'll find a way to make it work. Rate structure, huge demand here. This has been extraordinary, this coming out of pandemic. There was a bunch of people that couldn't get staff to clean their rooms at their hotels here, so they basically had half their inventory and started charging double rate. When we were opening, we looked at the rate structures around and the demand that was coming back to Las Vegas. And we basically came in at a much higher base rate than we thought we would when we first did the project. People started buying it. We're selling out on weekends. We're having group demand, anywhere from 5, 10, 15, 20 people coming to the World Market Center or spillover from other hotels. With CES coming up, Super Bowl, all these different things. We're having all kinds of demand to come stay at this nice high end, upscale, quiet property with no gaming, no smoking, all that. And so our rates keep pushing up and up and up. A couple weekends ago with Life is Beautiful, we're at $629, $700 for our last remaining rooms, and we sold out. We have some events coming up here in October where our rates are already $499, $599, and will be higher once we start selling out, because that's the demand in Las Vegas right now. Our location downtown, Marriott lists their hotels by your location to the center of the city. So they pick downtown Las Vegas as the center of the city. We're the closest, so we've ended up #1 on Marriott.com. If you opened up a window right now, typed in Marriott.com, put in Las Vegas, the English hotel pops up first. You cannot pay for that location. There's no amount of investment or bribery that you would have to give someone to get put there. That's just the process. So we have lucked out, and we are perfectly positioned for everyone going to Marriott.com in Las Vegas to see and have an opportunity to book our hotel. The Cosmopolitan used to be connected with Marriott, really strong connection there with the Bonvoy Travel. They're moving away from that. I'm not sure if it's completely done. The Fontainebleau was going to be the JW Marriott on the Strip at one point. They backed out, so now it's going back to the Fontainebleau, which will not be a Marriott. The other Marriotts around here, you've got some Town Place Suites and Spring Hill Suites and so on. You have to go out into the suburbs for JW Marriotts and Marriott Resorts. So this is your Marriott choice for doing business in Las Vegas. So again, the timing of everything, location, and the brand are really a strength for us and really driving business our way. We're quiet, we're close, we're easy access. Many of our guests don't want to park in a parking lot, walk for 45 minutes to a front desk, wait for 30 minutes to check in, and then 45 minutes up to their room before they can start doing Vegas. Here, you can get here and checked in within 5 minutes, up to your room, 4 stories only, get checked in, 5, 10 minutes later, back in your Uber, and you're out doing your Vegas thing. And you have a nice quiet place to come back to. You don't have to fight through the smoky casinos. There's no noise. There's none of that going on. So it's a relaxing stay. But if you want all those effects, we got Fremont Street 10 blocks away. The Strip's just down this other way here. And of course, Main Street and all the things going on in the Arts District here, there's plenty to do in Vegas and still have a nice, relaxing stay with us. We took all our perceived negatives of this location and made it our strengths. SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you take a look at it, and how do I market the fact that I don't have gaming? Or you can open a hotel in Vegas without gaming? Yes, it's exciting. Well, it turned out that was a positive. A lot of people thought it'd be a negative. No smoking? Exactly. Well, it turns out to be a huge positive. We're quiet. We have small parking lot. We have all these things that we now put on our website as the benefit of staying with us, and it's really paying dividends. So I never go into a situation and go, oh my gosh, here's the things we can't do. The Hotel Icon in Houston is one of the Marriotts that I ran. It's an autograph collection hotel, has no pool. It's in a business part of downtown, and it's not close to anything. And so we got in there and we turned it around, and we became a destination hotel because we found out that there's a train close by. We can get you down to NRG Stadium, which was on the other side of Houston, just by buying a little train ticket. We're 11 blocks away from the baseball stadium. We found out what food options were available in the area. We created a map and activities. There's a bunch of parks and things. And we just created a sense of this is a place you can stay at a high-end luxury property. Even though it's downtown, you don't have the traffic on the weekends. You don't have all the noise and pollution on the weekends. It's a nice quiet stay in a downtown major city, the 5th largest or 4th largest city in America. And it worked. And we ended up getting up to about 91% occupancy annually based upon our marketing approach. Business during the week, vacationers on the weekends, same concept, 2 different hotels within one building, and it worked. So we'll keep doing that as long as we can. Engaging the support around us. We have the brand of Marriott. Marriott, we pay a huge commission to them on everything we do because that's part of the franchise agreement. They then take that money, they market, they direct, they've got their points programs, they do all those things that an independent hotel would have to do out of pocket themselves. So even though it's expensive to be a Marriott, it's worth it based upon what you get back from them from the brand. If you mention the word Marriott or Hilton, people immediately know what you're talking about. If I said I'm with the English and I'm not a Marriott, I'd have to stop and explain, which I do anyway, which is we have nothing to do with England. It's Todd English, the celebrity chef. Oh, you're a Marriott, cool. And people will stay here based on that because they know what the value of that brand is. Social media, we have marketing teams that do a lot of social media, but we also have tons and tons of YouTubers and Instagrammers and people that take photos for whatever reason that want to be a part of this beautiful property. They'll come in here. We've actually made our space available to several photo shoot companies to come out here, and we'll be the backdrop. Just give us credit for it. If you do YouTube, there's a bunch of great channels out there that have already come through and have done reviews of the property. Many hotels have to fight for that coverage. We had people fighting to get in here and then to do these exposés for us, the reviews for us. If you check out on YouTube, Not Leaving Las Vegas is one of the channels, Not Leaving Las Vegas. Stephen J. Campbell, he came out, he was one of the first people that I had here, and we did a review. He actually flew a drone through some of the hallways and above the property. Great look at the hotel. The Other Me is another YouTube channel. He's been here multiple times. In fact, he and I last night went out on YouTube and did a go-kart or a bell cart run throughout the city. Pomsey is a big YouTuber here locally, and then Travel Ruby, which is a massive travel channel. She was here last month and just did outstanding reviews of the property and the food. That's really driving business our way. We're very excited by that. We want more people to come out. I've got a couple of YouTube channels. One is called the English Hotel Las Vegas that we just launched, where we're going to put actual images of each guest room on that channel as we get more and more sophisticated on that. So when you're going to select the hotel, if you go to YouTube and type in room 312 at the English Hotel, there'll be a video that shows you the entire property or the inside of that property, as well as some other parts of the hotel. So you can make a valued choice before you get here. You go to many hotels and you're just, oh, I hope it's a good room. It's almost like picking a seat in a movie theater, or when you go buy a house online, you get those 360 views of the house. We're going to do that for our hotel rooms here. Las Vegas Private Eye is one of the channels that we do. And we just investigate this downtown area. What is it about? Why would you want to stay in Las Vegas versus the Strip or Fremont Street or somewhere else? And so all this is part of our social media push. Most of it's done complimentary and free. So people want to be a part of this project, and they're giving this back to us. Well, sometimes we comp rooms, sometimes they pay for the room, sometimes we give them some food, sometimes they buy their own food. But it's a place that has become a mecca for the social media person, and we encourage that quite a bit. A lot of hotels here don't want you filming inside. They'll shut you down. They'll tell you no. They'll kick you out of the casino. We're taking an exact opposite approach. And any of you that want to do a project and need a backdrop or a nice place to do that, get a hold of me. I'll be happy to work with you and give you an opportunity to come here and do that on our property. We also have a podcast called April in Vegas. A local performer, April Brucker, she's America's foremost female ventriloquist, does a podcast talk show, which we film out here on the pool deck, and I co-host that with her. And we bring in local celebrities and show producers and movers and shakers of Vegas, and ran 13 episodes or 12 episodes in the first season. And that's now going to be launched on Roku and on some other things as the second season of that's coming around. So it's, again, they wanted our pool area and our backdrop for that show. And of course, I talked myself onto the show. I said, you can be here, but I have to be on your show. And we want to welcome people. We want you to feel welcome here. And you don't have to spend the night here in the hotel to use my pool. You can go through a resort pass. You don't have to be a hotel guest to use the restaurant. You don't have to use the restaurant to be a hotel guest. So we want you to feel comfortable. First Friday, come on by and say hi. If you're here for the shows down the street, come on by. If you went to the brewery, come on by. We'll give you a tour. We're very welcoming. We want to show it off to you, and we want you to really enjoy your time on our physical property. We established high quality people, rooms, and food here. We hired lots of local people that are artists, musicians, performers, writers. Most of my front desk team had never worked in a hotel before, but they knew the area. One's a florist, one runs a bike store. Another one is a musician who the other day says, hey, can I punch out an hour early? I have to go drop a record. And I'm like, cool, go for it. That's who we wanted here, because when a guest comes in who's never been to downtown Las Vegas or to the Arts District, and they say, what can I do in town? They light up and they can't wait to explain all the opportunities here. Where if I didn't hire those folks and I just had some nice robot front desk people, we'd hand them a list and go, good luck, it's on Google. That's not the guest service level that we're shooting for. So we really lucked out getting some real high quality people. Unique offerings that we offer here, besides just being a really cool hotel with see-through showers, you can rent a Tesla for an hour and drive it around. You can rent it for the day, for the month. So through EV mobility, we have 2 Teslas on property that you can rent. Use it as you need it. This last weekend, I took one, rented it, drove down to Laughlin and back. just to see how it would go, and did that all on YouTube. We have a lot of business guests will fly in and Uber from the airport. This gives them a car then while they're in town to do something. We also have Halo.cars coming, which is another service that they actually drive the car to the location like a drone. Or someone back in their office and they joystick it to the property. Once you get there, you check it off, then you drive it all you want. Then when you're done, you bring it back to the property and leave it here. Then they joystick and drone it back to their shop. It starts at a minimum of 4 hours at $10 an hour. So, if you go rent a rental car at the airport this weekend, for instance, you're going to pay $75 plus taxes, plus fees, plus insurance, plus filling up the gas tank and all that. You're going to be close to these prices anyway. But we have these really cool things here at the property. We also have poker chips for free drinks and for breakfast and discounts and things that we give out to tie in the whole Vegas thing. As a non-gaming hotel, we wanted to tie into the Vegas experience. And so many of these things are given out. So instead of just a paper breakfast coupon, here's 2 chips with Pepper the dog. The Pepper Club is the name of the restaurant after Todd English's dog. And the logo on one side and what your offer is on the other side. That's become very popular with the guests to use them, but they also take them home as souvenirs, which we like, because now they have advertising with them. And in summary, have fun. My philosophy on hotels and with my team is have fun. Why get up in the morning and go, oh gosh, I got to go to work today? It should be, oh man, I have to go home. I want to stay. When you get here, engage with the guests, be welcoming, learn from other people. Every guest is coming here with a different experience and perspective on life. And it's really cool to find out where they're from, what they've done, who they are, and why they're in town. And be hospitable to everyone, even when the homeless people come in, which is an issue down here still. Can I get you a couple of bottles of water as I walk you out the door to, because the hotel's a private property for our paying guests versus, get out of here, you bum, I'm going to call the cops. Practice hospitality in everything you do. Hold a door for someone the next time you go to a 7-Eleven or a Circle K. Say hi to someone who's not expecting it. That's that hospitality spirit that then just gets into your system. And then when you get in this role or in a position like this, it just comes out of you. Find the joy in everything you do. There's 900 things that are going to go wrong today, but what are the 2 things that we can make go right that make our lives a little bit better and our guest experience a little bit better? Hire the right people, do the right things, and just make a ton of money. My philosophy is our job is to separate people from their money and have them thank us for doing so on their way out the door, and then they return back to do it one more time. Any questions?
Yes, actually, we do have quite a few questions I've
right.
already. So the first question I have just kind of goes back in with the boutique hotel. So what makes a boutique hotel like the English Hotel a boutique one? Is it the size, level of luxury? Just kind of expanding on that.
So it's pretty much everything that you just mentioned. So it's a smaller hotel. It's unique. So within the world of boutique hotels, there's not a lot of English hotels. There's only one. There's the Hotel Icon in Houston. There's only one. But it's a collection of boutique hotels within the Autograph Collection, or we're a Tribute Portfolio hotel within Marriott. So every Tribute Portfolio hotel is different. So there's 48 boutique hotels called Tributes right now. Not one of them is the same as the other one, but it's unique, upscale, comfortable, clean, and really a good experience.
And then our second question is, do you think that more hotels will begin branding with a celebrity experience? Are there any others in the pipeline that you may know about?
I know like Nobu is tied to a celebrity chef. Again, it's the dining experience. It's the food traveler that we're targeting for that end of it. We thought we'd have all, busloads of people that wanted to come eat and stay in the hotel. Turns out it's business travelers who love the fact that they have a nice lounge, they have some great food. They can actually do business meetings here on our property. So based on that success, I think we'll see a lot more of it. I don't know if it's gonna be a Bobby Flay Inn, but there's gonna be stuff like that that ties in that experience to the stay for the boutique level hotel.
Let's see. How much is safety still a factor for guests and staff now that the pandemic is? It seems like it's kind of out of mind for some folks, but how is that something that you guys are still taking care of as a company?
That's a great question. We still have hand sanitizer everywhere. We have alcohol wipes in your guest room. We've designed our interior to have individual air conditioning units in the room so you're not breathing anyone else's air. Instead of doing a box of tissue in the guest room where I'm going to take 3, then the next guest takes 2, and who knows what they're hiding in there, then the next guest takes 1. We have individual packets of tissue in the room branded for the hotel that you can take with you as a souvenir. In our guest rooms, the ones that have the 2 beds, If you rent it and you only sleep in one bed, we take all the linen, including the bed you didn't touch, and wash that again. And in the bathrooms, of course, there's sanitizer everywhere. We do offer masks if you would feel comfortable with a mask. And we just, our philosophy is you do you. You come out here, however you want to experience Vegas, we will be here to support you.
Now, do you guys happen to have like a sustainability initiative included with your guys' plans and marketing, or just how you manage the brand and the hotel itself?
Can you explain the beginning of that question a little more for me? I apologize.
I guess for sustainability
Oh,
initiatives, yes. Is there
yeah.
something that you guys happen to being green and
Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, we have a few things. There's actually recycled trash cans in the guest rooms. We have two big recycle bins on property. A lot of the food that we do sustainability wise, there's a real tight supply chain, so there's not a lot of waste. And one of these days, if you get a chance, have Chef Roman show you how he dresses a fish. There's no waste. It's amazing. He'll even use the bones as a design on something. As far as the products that we use in the guest room, there's large bottles of high-end lotions, shampoo, and conditioner that you cannot reopen. Once it's done, we get rid of those, but it's done in a way that it lasts for 30 or 40 days, sometimes longer depending on occupancy, versus throwing away those little bottles every day. And it's really proven to be very popular and successful. Just as far as towel cleaning and all that kind of stuff, we are using local vendors that do all that also have a good track record of making sure that we keep the environment clean. And then we also report through Marriott our usage, how much energy we use, how much water we use, if there's meetings, what kind of paper products were used. And there's a program that Marriott has as a major company where then they go plant trees in Africa or South America, wherever, to offset the carbon footprint of what's going on in their hotels. So that major initiative has been going on for over a decade with Marriott, but we jumped on board with that right away.
One of our alum, Paul Hansen, he also has a master's degree in music and is wondering if you or the brand happens to hire any cocktail pianists.
We don't have a piano here, but we have had other musicians come in. We'll do DJs on the weekend. We've had violinists, we've had guitar players. We did have a pianist come in with her own keyboard, electrical keyboard, and put on a concert for us. So those are things that we can do. During the Grammys, we had a Grammy party here. Gramps Morgan, one of the Grammy nominees, actually did a concert on the pool deck with us. So those are definitely options that we can do here if we have the right equipment and support behind it.
Very cool. Let's see. We have many questions today, so I'm really happy
That's
about
great.
that.
Let's go.
Let's see. What has been your approach to training?
I like to lead by example. And when I can't lead by example, the people that I've led by example, I want them to lead by example. I love to be at the front desk. Sometimes I'll just sit in the lobby while I'm doing computer work just to listen to the guest interaction. I want to show you what's expected. I've worked for a lot of, I'm trying to think of the technical term, idiots in my career. And so I try to take the negative of that and never do it again. I don't want to be that guy or that gal. I want to be a good leader that makes you want to learn from me. I'm not going to, if there's a mistake made, mistakes are made. If you're not making mistakes, you're not trying. So we don't criticize and scream and yell at you and write you up for your first mistake. We're going to learn from that. We're going to use it as an educational approach. I only know what I know because I know it. I've had great mentors along the way who have taken the time to share with me how to do things. I still have people that I worked for years ago that I'll call and go, hey, this just came up. I'm thinking about doing this or this. What do you think? And they go, well, have you tried that? Excellent. Thanks for that. And so you always try to find a way to be a positive role model and encourage them to try and to learn. And it seems to be working very good here.
That's great. Now, kind of going along with, being that leader, is hiring and retaining staff easier at the English because it's a cool new property? Or do you think you have the same issues as some of the larger properties, especially since you've had experience in one of the larger properties?
We have been blessed that we have very little turnover here. Our housekeeping staff has been very stable. Our engineering team is very stable. Front desk very stable. But like any place here in Vegas, food and beverage is probably if we have an issue, it'd be in that area. And that's because in Las Vegas, everyone chases the tip dollar. And what we find is we'll hire an awesome server, and there might be 2 days in a row where it's not super busy, and they quit because now they can go work somewhere else for the next 2 weeks, and then they'll quit that one. And that's just Vegas. It's all about cash tips. It's all about making that buck today. So food and beverage, I mean, chef wise, cook wise, very stable. Service team, very stable. For the most part, bartenders very stable, but there is a little more turnover there than the rest of the hotel. But based upon my conversations with other hotel managers, it's horrible out there right now. And so when we find people, we want them to enjoy their job here. I'd rather give you a couple more cents an hour, to keep you here. I'd rather you be comfortable when you come into work and treat you with respect, because many places here may pay you more, but they don't treat you with respect. Where do you want to work at? And as long as we keep focused on taking care of our team, and that's one of the Marriott philosophies, is if you take care of your staff, they'll take care of your guests that same way. And so we're very big on that.
Great, that's really nice. And so earlier you did mention having fun at your job. What's the best thing or best part about being a general manager of a hotel like the English Hotel?
Like the English Hotel is that we have the flexibility to be cool. Be an older dude. I used to be cool 40 years ago, but I get to do it again now. And we get to program things and do events, create stuff, have food specials and room specials. Every once in a while we go on YouTube and we give away a room to YouTube followers. We actually have some folks from Canada in-house these last couple of days that won a free stay to the English Hotel. We can do art shows in the lobby. We can, each one of our performers or people that work here, whatever their affinity is, let's do it. We have a bike, every Wednesday there's a bike tour that goes around downtown Las Vegas. We've had them here at our pool parties, their ending spot. They're at the pool for a party. And so a lot of flexibility there, whereas if you're just a big box corporate hotel, you don't have that flexibility. So being boutique, awesome ownership, and a great brand, it's worked out great.
Nice. And I have one last question. So you've mentioned that from your original audience and brand of being like kind of a party property and going into business, do you see the English Hotel maybe housing maybe conventions? And if so, how does that work, being that the location of the English Hotel, there's not so many places that house that? Are there warehouses that house conventions or, something of that same nature? Or
There's some small spaces around here where they do events. In fact, this weekend we had a wedding celebration going on, and I can't mention the celebrities, but people that I used to watch on TV in the 1990s showed up for this event. And then there's the World Commerce, or the World Market Center over here with all the furniture and clothing shows, the events downtown at the conference convention center. We're close enough to all that. We actually have a group from another hotel that was oversold, and we have their entire group here, and they're busing them back and forth to their meetings. We're not so far away that you can't jump in a car and get down to the convention center in 5 or 7 minutes, that we do get groups of those folks. We're getting the executives, we're getting the people that actually set up at it versus the show goer. Cowboy Christmas is coming up, the rodeos and all that. We're right down the street from a lot of the events here. We're already looking at a group that wants to buy out the entire hotel for 2 weeks during that time. If you would like the hotel over Super Bowl 2024, it starts at $1 million for 7 days, and that includes all the rooms, the food, the beverage, the pool, all that you want. First person with $1 million, I'll sign you right now.
nice. Okay, so I may have lied to you. I have a couple more questions coming
That's
in.
fine. Yeah.
So since the English Hotel is kind of partnered with the Marriott, has Marriott been very involved in the recruitment and training? And do you have to conform to their service standards being a boutique
Sure.
hotel?
Yeah, service standards, definitely. We get audited by Marriott once or twice a year. They actually come in, I think they use Deloitte as the company. They send in a secret shopper. They check it, they do the online reservations, check in online, show up, get to the room, use all the services, order room service, try the pool. And then the next morning they come to the front desk and go, "Hey, I'm your secret shopper." And we all go, "Oh no, I hope it went well." And so those are all the touch points along the way that we just keep instilling in our team. The warm welcome, the "how you doing, what else can I do for you." Some of the tricks that Marriott's use, when the guest checks in, they'll come to the front desk and they'll put their empty water bottle just up on the desk as they're checking in. Well, that's your visual clue to go, "Oh, can I get you another bottle of water?" If you don't do something like that, or "Can I throw that away for you?" you lose 16 points. That's how much that transaction is worth. It's not just a, "Hey, thanks for checking in, here's your key. How's your stay? Where are you from? Oh my gosh, I see you're from Chicago. Did you ever eat at the Greek restaurant?" Those are the things that make a Marriott different from other hotels. As far as the actual recruiting and hiring of team as a franchise, that goes through Sightline Hospitality more so than Marriott, but we do advertise on the Marriott website. If we do need executive positions, we would be able to go through there.
Nice. And so with that being said, if there are students who have not had any experience in hospitality, do you think that there's a particular position in a hotel that would be, the best place to start for someone without that experience?
Front desk always, front desk.
Okay.
You're going to learn everything about the hotel at the front desk because no matter what goes right or what goes wrong, the front desk agent handles it. If the alarm clock was 4 minutes off when they checked in and they missed their Uber to the airport in the morning, you're going to hear about it. If they win a jackpot at the casino, you're going to hear about it. If something's going on in Florida with weather and they're here to get out of that, you're going to hear about it. If they're staying at another hotel and had a bad experience in San Francisco or New York or Texas, you're going to hear about it. When it comes to billing issues, you're going to hear about it. When they need room service or new towels or any of that stuff, the front desk is the epicenter of everything that happens in the hotel. And so if you really have a desire to become a manager or an owner or whatever in your career, you got to spend some time at the front desk. There's a lot of pain that comes with that too, depending on the hotel you're at. But that's how you learn. And then you find ways to solve problems. It's so much easier for the front desk agent to handle an issue with a guest than it is for me to get it on Monday morning. By the time I get it, what I tell them, I said, handle it, because by the time it gets to me, it's free. I'm going to have to refund the stay. I'm going to have to give you more points. I'm going to, apology letters, all that kind of stuff. I would much rather have Georgie at the front desk here take care of you and give you a free drink and a dessert and apologize and fix the problem than you having to wait 3 or 4 days or day or whatever to have me to handle it. So that's a big part of, yeah. If you want to learn the hotel business, front desk. If you're shy, housekeeping is big because then you get to see everything going on in the rooms. Engineering is good because nobody knows how to work a remote on a TV. And so you have to go all the time and show people how the on button works and the arrow button goes to a different channel and all that kind of stuff. And it's amazing how many people have no idea how to use a TV. But those are the things where there's just lots of guest interaction.
Nice. And so with points and things like that, what is it called for our Bonvoy members? Do their points, can they be applied to their stay at the English Hotel?
Yeah, we have through Bonvoy, you can book directly through them and redeem points, or you can do points in cash. The way it works is this specific hotel, and everyone's different. We get $57 compensation from Marriott for every point stay, unless we hit an 85% occupancy threshold, in which point Marriott says, oh, we're displacing your guests. Then it goes up to my average rate of the day. As an example, a couple of weekends ago when we had a sellout, we had so many point redemption people here. It was worth $12,000 extra to us in upgraded value by selling out over that weekend because of all the point people here. Some nights we have no point people here, and it doesn't make any sense to work through that process. But as a consumer, if I'm a business traveler and I'm staying in all these different cities doing my business, I'm going to want to redeem my points in Hawaii, Las Vegas, or Miami. We're one of those locations that we're going to see a lot of those redemptions coming in. So it is of value to you to be a Marriott Bonvoy member because you can come stay at a place like this.
Okay. All right. So look, I think we have answered all of our questions. I'd like to say thank you to Steve once again. This was a fantastic webinar. Really appreciate all of the information that you've shared with us today. And the English Hotel is something that's so different, in Las Vegas, and something that's a gem in the downtown Las Vegas area. Thank you, everyone who've attended.
Real quick, if I can just say, anyone that wants to come by and say hi or send me an email, I'm more than happy to talk to you and share with you what's going on. And if I could do anything different in my career, I would have learned accounting a lot sooner. That's my only tip. So
that sounds like a good idea. So accounting, folks. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much once again. We will see you in our next webinar. All right.
Thank you.